What's up guys, TG back with another The 100 video for a recap of Season 7, Episode 9, The Flock. We get two storylines in this episode, one being on Bardo and the other one on Sanctum. Starting with Bardo, we see Anders taking Octavia, Echo, and Hope, and Diyoza up to the surface of Bardo. This is to show them what will happen to them if they lose the last war. They all put on a mask because the air is lethal and will calcify their insides. The elevator doors open and the outside is a complete wasteland with the crystallized bodies of the original inhabitants of Bardo. This was their fate because they lost their war, and now Octavia, Diyoza, and the rest have to defeat the same enemies that did this to them. They all start training soon after, and Levitt is now their head trainer. Diyoza thinks he sent them to the surface to die in the last episode or 2 episodes ago, but he claims that it is survivable for an hour or two. He was trying to buy them time while he figured something out. He's been made the trainer because of how well he knows Octavia, and he tries to give them a heads up of what's coming. Anders and the disciples will try to mess with their minds and emotions. Anders then comes in with 4 other trainees who are from Bardo. Each of our 4 characters match up with 4 of the new trainees to fight, and our 4 easily win. Levitt tells Anders that they are all already fighters and they don't need training in it. Instead, they need to learn about Bardo and their way of life. Anders says he'll think about it, but they need to break the bond between them. He wants them all to choose the life of all of mankind over just each other. To do this, Anders uses a fear simulation. We see Diyoza tied to a chair in a cabin and someone tries to kill a baby Hope. Right as he's about to do it, Anders comes in and shoots the guy, but takes Hope. He says that Hope isn't Diyoza's baby, but it's all of ours, and that she belongs to the cause. Anders walks out of the cabin with the baby, and Diyoza wakes up from the simulation screaming. Anders says that she failed her test as Octavia and Hope did. He claims that she needs to give up her motherly love, and that if she and the others don't come over to the cause, they will be sent back to peasants one by one to grow old and die alone. They all start to learn about the way of life on Bardo, starting with the way of conception. On Bardo, human babies are grown in a lab, and therefore there is no health effects on the mother. They can also monitor the baby for birth defects and correct them before birth. Once they are born, they are raised by a team of people so family bonds aren't formed. They then go to a classroom where the kids are learning about Billy's journey. When one of the kids doesn't know an answer and gets nervous, Anders guides them through a prayer about the shepherd. Hope thinks these kids are being brainwashed and manipulated, but Echo says that they have a better life than she did as she was a kid. Hope is heavily resisting this learning process, and Echo says that she needs to play along because they are being watched at all times. Hope tries to argue, but Octavia and Diyoza take Echo's side. They then go back to training, this time with suits and weapons. There is a biohazard room, and Levitt says that inside of it is Gem 9, the substance that was used to wipe out the previous people of Bardo. There is enough in the room to wipe out everyone on the planet right now, even though it's just a small amount. The next training exercise is shooting while blindfolded. One partner has to have a blindfold on with the gun, and the other tells them where to aim and shoot. Whoever hits the target first wins, and before they start playing, Echo wants to know if the weapon is lethal, and she's told no. When the challenge starts, Echo shoots Diyoza, Octavia, and Hope, and while they are down, she hits her target and wins. Although she technically broke the rules, she still won, and Anders is impressed. Later that night, Levitt visits Octavia's room and tells her that the final challenge is coming up soon, and that they have to pass. In order to do this, she has to keep her emotions under control, and Levitt says that she's currently a level 2 at best, and then the two get together for the night. We then see Echo in the final challenge simulation. Hope storms into her room with a flamethrower and says that she has a plan. The plan is to torch the oxygen farm, killing everyone on Bardo as they escape through the stone. Echo attempts to talk her down, but Hope says that the revenge is necessary. Hope makes it to the farm, and Echo, trying to stop her, throws a knife into her knee. When that doesn't stop Hope, Echo does what she has to do and throws a knife into Hope's neck, killing her. Echo chose the life of everyone, even though they are all strangers to her, over Hope, who she's known for years. Therefore, she passed the final challenge. We then cut to Hope's challenge. She is now in Echo's situation, and it's Diyoza that is torching the farm. Hope tells her to do it and can't kill her, and therefore she fails. Diyoza and Octavia also pass theirs, killing Hope in the simulation. Octavia, Hope, and Diyoza get their level 2 tattoos, and Anders says that Echo was a star, and because of that, she can decide what happens to Hope. Echo says that they have to break her spirit, and gives her a sentence of 5 years on penance. The guards take Hope away, and that ends the Bardo storyline. On Sanctum, we start in the palace, where Nikki and Nelson took over, holding everyone inside hostage, including Amori. She gets on the speaker over Sanctum, demanding Russell, Daniel, aka Murphy, and Raven. They have 20 minutes or Nikki will start killing hostages, starting with Amori. Angel returns to camp and says that none of their people were out there, just bodies that she didn't recognize. There is no chance for Raven to get to the palace on time, so Murphy says that they'll go in with 2 out of the 3, meaning him and Shadehaida or Russell. Shadehaida agrees to go in on the condition that he gets 20 minutes a day outside and someone to play chess with. Indra is hesitant but agrees, and Shadehaida offers something that can help them. A map which shows a tunnel under the palace that leads to the hall where Nikki is. Indra likes the idea, and Shadehaida says that Alyssa can show them the way. Shadehaida and Murphy, or as most people in the room believe, Russell and Daniel, walk into the hall. They tell Nikki that Raven is at the second compound, but she doesn't believe it. Nelson then tells them to tell the truth of who they are. Murphy and Amori admit that they aren't primes, and Nikki says that Raven has 1 minute to come or she'll start shooting. Shadehaida then admits that he's not actually Russell and that he's dead. Nikki then tries to go and kill Amori, but Murphy tries to save her by saying that it was his idea to send in Hatch, not Raven's. As this happens, Indra and one crew storm in and stop Nikki. Indra has one crew get everyone out of the room except for the faithful. Alyssa then goes to who she thinks is Russell and gives him the keys to his handcuffs, but Indra does not notice this. Indra leaves the room and locks the door with only the faithful and Russell inside. She believes the faithful will kill a handcuffed Shadehaida since he killed Russell. She has one crew guard stand outside the doors and tells them not to open it even though they may hear disturbing things. In the room, Shadehaida takes off his cuffs, and outside of the door many screams can be heard, and Murphy knows that the faithful are being killed. He tries to get in, and when one crew stops him from getting in the door, he says Shadehaida is killing them, accidentally spilling the news to one crew. Shadehaida yells open the door in Shadehaida slang, and the guards listen. The Dark Commander is standing in the room with a pile of dead bodies around him. He killed them all, and then one crew guards kneel to him, ending that storyline. That's it for this episode, and things are really starting to heat up with both storylines. On Sanctum, we now have the Dark Commander likely taking control of all of one crew, and on Bardo, we have Clark finally there, and since Clark is the key to everything, Bill and Anders' plan can now go into action. I'm really excited for the next few episodes as we near the end of the show. That's it for this video though. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought of the episode down below.